Hello everyone, I'm Mashana and welcome to the channel. Today's video, we're going to be talking about videos that I don't watch anymore. More specifically, we're going to be talking about makeup videos that used to be popular in the community, some that might still be popular, but either way, I don't watch them anymore for one reason or another. Then I'm going to be talking about a couple more videos that I would love to see a resurgence of. This video is inspired by one of the live streams that Jen Loves Review did a couple of weeks back, where she was talking about some videos that she doesn't watch anymore. And it really got me thinking about, honestly, some videos that I totally forgot. It was like one of those things where it was like memories were unlocked. So let's talk about them. Let's talk about what I don't watch first. I have 8 videos here. Some of them are like larger categories where a lot of videos would fall under. And let's get started. Let's talk about unboxings. I really think that this kind of video is just overall not as popular as it used to be. I think there might still be a couple of channels that are unboxing only channels, but I think there used to be much more in the day. Like, people could make all their videos on all these different subscription boxes. I was subscribed to Birchbox in the day, like 2015, I think, because of Tattoo Westbrook. And we had BoxyCharm and Ipsy, but then there have been others like Petit Vor, as well as there's like some vegan beauty boxes as well that I have seen over the years. Glossy Box. Sound off in the comments if you can think of other boxes that you can think of, but not just the beauty boxes. There were all kinds of boxes people were unboxing, including fashion boxes and lifestyle boxes like ThredUp? No, Stitch Fix boxes, as well as FabFitFun and CostBox, which are still around in the community. Who remembers when like snack boxes were big in the day? And even like bark boxes, it felt like everybody had a box. Those, I think they've just super declined in popularity. Just as a product category as a whole, there was a novelty that there was a novelty to it that we all kind of loved, trying out new products. And I do remember BoxyCharm being pretty good back in the day, but obviously I unsubscribed for a reason, which is why I think a lot of us unsubscribe. You get 5 things that you probably won't even love or like, all 5, and it becomes like a waste of money or a waste of time. I do think a lot of people still subscribe to like the clothing Stitch Fix. That has never been available in Canada, so I've never done it, although I could have totally seen myself doing it back in the day. Do you still watch unboxings, and do you still get any kind of subscription box? I would love to know. Number 2 is the full face of first impressions. Now, this was a category of video that just got super popular, I want to say between like 2015 and 2017. And I feel like the community has collectively agreed that these videos aren't great, that they're just kind of lazy. Like, you couldn't think of anything else to do, so you did the full face of first impressions. And I do think a lot of us have also come to the conclusion that these aren't particularly high value videos. But these, I think there's maybe an impression or a feeling that these aren't around anymore, because there are very few videos that are called full face first impressions or even first impressions. But I think that they still exist, usually in the realm of a brand review. While it might not be called that in the title, sometimes it's just somebody trying a brand for the first time. I'm thinking like Rare Beauty as an example, or REM Beauty, where you get it and you just try it and put it on right away. That still happens all the time. And then also you see, I think in the smaller YouTube realm, like where it'll be get ready with me using, and it'll be like a new to me product. And it's not, these things aren't titled full face of first impressions or full face of new product, but it's usually people, I don't want to say everybody who does a get ready with me is using new things. No. I just think that these are still around in a way that maybe aren't hitting our radar in the same way as if they were called the full face of first impressions. Now, one of the things I've heard from creators is that they, like if they are a review channel, They want to be the first person out of the gate producing that content. Now, I don't do reviews all that much, almost ever. I think I have 3 reviews on my channel. I have a review of Merit, a review of Alia Skin, and a review of Paula's Choice. And reviews aren't videos that people come here for, and also they're not ones that I love to make. But some channels are almost strictly review channels. So I don't have the data to say that if somebody is a week late, they'll make less money or whatever the case may be. But for me as a viewer, I am not interested in just the first person's review on Rare Beauty. There are specific people that I watch or have in the past and will wait for them to produce that content, whatever it is. If it's a new, let's say, Natasha Denona palette or a new X, Y, or Z, I'll wait until they produce that particular content. I won't just go looking for anybody who has that content. The exception is if I can't find somebody who has my shade or my skin type for a particular product. That's not very common and quite frankly rarely happens. And or like a particular palette. When I was researching the NARS Climax palette, there wasn't really anybody that I regularly watched who had reviewed it. So I was looking for like any channel that had reviewed it. If somebody swatches the NARS Climax palette and they don't have the same skin type or skin tone as me, that's okay. Like with skin tone, like if somebody doesn't have the exact same skin tone, that's okay. And skin type is irrelevant as well. So I'm just looking for swatches and performance. I'm open to just about anybody who has content on that thing. It was kind of the same with the lifter glosses. I was looking for anybody who had a video that had my skin tone with the lifter glosses. And I did watch a lot of videos to kind of see different lighting and also on different skin tones. Those things are much less skin type specific. So when it comes to things where skin type really matters, for me, it'd be like a blush, a powder, a blush, a powder, a foundation, concealer, those things. There's some folks who have really amazing makeup aesthetics, and I'll go to them for eyeshadow, but not for anything else because our skin types are so different. And so I'll wait for somebody who I follow to produce something of that nature. There are some people who I'll go to for their eyeshadow palettes because they'll try most things. All I'm trying to say is that it's not very common for me to just search up literally anybody on the internet for a given makeup product. I'll go to the person that I rely on and I'll wait for them. However long it takes, I'll wait. So I think there's more than one perspective when it comes to, do you need to be the first person to have that video out? And I can understand when creators are trying to balance these things. They're trying to decide, what do I do? Do I be the first one out? Or do I wait a week to have tried everything? As a viewer, I prefer the second option because the most I can understand from your first video would be swatches. Unless something is truly horrible, I want more data than that. So moving on, number 3, are seasonal or yearly trend videos. This does happen in makeup somewhat, like people predicting what will be the trends of the next year, but this is very popular in the fashion realm. Well, they'll talk about trends for spring, summer, or fall, winter. I used to watch these pretty regularly, and honestly, there's still a lot of channels that make them every season, and this is no shade to anybody who makes them. I just don't find them to be particularly helpful because it'll either be things that are so basic, like a cable knit for winter or like checks or plaid for fall. Yeah, okay. But then there'll also be things that are so far in the trend category, I'll either be sucked into buying something that's trendy, which is something I don't want to do, or I'm just so uninterested in trends. There's been a lot of stuff with like dark academia and cottagecore, even Y2K style, not it for me. I really don't like trend videos because you don't need to be on trend or incorporate trends into your closet to have style or to be happy in your style. You just don't. And I don't like participating in trends because they're trends. Sometimes you just do because it's kind of like a seasonal thing. Like I said, like checks and plaid for fall. That's like a 10-year trend. And there are also versions of this that have come in and out of the last 30 years that are, let's say, like very early 2000s take on plaid. So I'm not a fan of getting sucked into trends. I was at one point, I wanted to be like, what's on the market? Like, what's new? How can I incorporate this into my wardrobe? But ultimately, it's like, I'm trying to make something out there work for me, or more like me work for the trend. Like I'm trying to bring a trend into my life when I could just be focusing on what I have. To me, like they're just very much anti use what you got. All right, let's talk about makeup challenges. Who remembers like 4 years ago when this was all over the internet? People were applying makeup with the weirdest things, with rocks. And also, do y'all remember that like silicone makeup sponge? That was a moment. People were doing their makeup in the dark and no hands and blindfolded and it was just wild. There was a time where we were all doing any kind of makeup challenge that we could do. Also, not related to beauty. Remember like the cinnamon challenge? I think I might be in the minority here. I think challenges are dumb. To me, challenges are the like epitome of clickbait and the epitome of for entertainment value only. When I watch challenge videos, it's like the most basic, like a 10 by 10 wardrobe challenge. I only want to watch it if it's practical. Otherwise, I don't see the value in it. I feel like I'm such in the minority here. People like the fact that they can get their, that they can get entertainment from from their YouTube content. Yeah, I want to enjoy my content, but like, I don't need to watch you do your makeup in the dark to see that it's going to turn out bad. Let me know your thoughts on makeup challenges in the comments below. Okay, monthly favorites. There are still people out there who do monthly favorites, and I'm not anti-favorites videos. I am anti-monthly favorites videos. There are some channels who will do favorites a couple of times a year. I will totally watch those because like one that kind of comes to mind is Sarah Rose. I love Sarah Rose. She'll do them a couple of times a year. Perfectly fine with me because our makeup taste preferences can vary by season. Even if you buy nothing new for a year, you can still have different favorites just simply because of the time of the year. But we also try and find out things, and I feel like once a month is just too often. And honestly, okay, so here's the thing with favorites, and I don't know if this is like too sassy. This I think it might be overly critical, but I'm gonna say it. I don't trust your opinion if you have 12 favorites every month. Those are not favorites. We have truly warped the definition of favorites and holy grails. One of the things I heard that's kind of common in the field is my holy grail of the moment. My current all-time favorite. You can't have a current all-time favorite. It's not your all-time favorite if it changes year to year. We have truly warped language on the internet. And I've also heard creators be like, I need to find things to put in my video. I have 5 things, but I don't have 7 things, or I don't have 10 things. So I need to put in X amount of things. So it does feel somewhat forced, but also even if, I'm going to give the creators the benefit of the doubt here, even if you love every single thing you've ever put in every single favorites video, I don't need that kind of hyperbole in my life. I don't need to be told about literally all the amazing, beautiful things on the market, because guess what? It's too much overconsumption or too much temptation to overconsume. It's way too much temptation. Okay, I have 2 quick ones before I end with like my finale one. Collection tours. To me, collection tours are different than a declutter. Decluttering has a purpose. you're trying to figure out what you want to keep. You have too many things, you want to minimize, you want to downsize. Collection tours just feel like, look at how much makeup I have, and just have historically made me feel bad for what I own and make me feel like I need more. Pure and simple. These aren't that popular anymore. They do still exist, and I will not watch them. Number 8, the massive Bath and Body Works hauls, as well as the fast fashion hauls. I do know that there's like fashion channels out there who still do that. But I feel like the beauty community, like traditional beauty gurus, or maybe not like necessarily like Tati Westbrook, but people in the beauty makeup field, there was a while, like from 2014 to like 2017, where it'd be like, here's my $500 Bath and Body Works haul. What happened? I went out and did the same. In fast fashion as well, like Forever 21, I remember seeing a lot, or something like that. There would just be so many like beauty influencers who were doing fast fashion hauls, and they were like $400, $500. And my feed 5 years ago, Bath and Body Works hauls, collection tours, monthly favorites, full face of full impressions, first impressions. No wonder we were buying everything. In my opinion, I'm glad most of these are just not as popular as they used to be. That's just my opinion. Now let me talk about the finale. Makeup science. This one happened, I think, between 2017 and maybe 2019. Destroying product to see how much is in there. Seeing how long it took to hit pan on something. Testing gimmicky products. Color changing lipsticks. The silicone makeup sponge. Who remembers the bubble masks that were popular like 4 or 5 years ago? People were buying things they didn't actually think they would like because they were gimmicks just to get the views, which that does not align with my views now. Like, I would never buy something I didn't think I would like so I can make a video about it. Also, like, there were lots of videos for a while when we were all testing out waterproof makeup. I also remember Jackie Aina did a video where she wore makeup for 24 hours. This just kind of feels like because we can, you know? It's like, I know there's somebody out there who needs waterproof makeup for whatever they're doing. I will not be wearing waterproof makeup to the beach or to the pool. If I'm going near a body of water, I will not be wearing makeup. So I'm allowed to not like that. It just felt like for the sake of it kind of videos. Okay, I don't know. It's like, I get it, but I don't get it. I get why we would want to test that. Is this waterproof? Let me see if this thing works. But it's like, do we actually need that information in our lives? It just feels like a pure and simple because we can. And there was a hot moment where we were all trying the most gimmicky products. And I think Tati Westbrook, her WTF series, really, like, she not the only one who was doing it, but I felt like made it very much okay to do these things. And people still buy for review now. Like, it happens all the time. But to me, buying something simply because it's a gimmick, definitely going to get you clicks. But also, you're not planning to like it. So I just find it wasteful. This whole makeup science era. And also, people were pissed off when Kat Von D, people were getting ripped off by Kat Von D, and they were pulling apart their liquid eyeliners. It was just a lot. Like, we were making small things that were basically not problems into problems. I kind of can't believe we really all bought the silicone makeup sponge. Okay, I mean, I did. Anyways, that is one release I'm glad I skipped. Okay, now let's talk about makeup videos I wish would come back. Number 1, I would love everybody who has a YouTube channel to make a what's in my bag. I love these. I still watch them to this day. They're not popular anymore. Like, they're just, people don't produce these, and I so wish they would. Making a what's in my bag feels like you're peering into somebody else's life. Declutter that thing with us. Show what's on it. I love it. And I watched one from Nami's life. I think it was a year or two ago. And I'm like, this is like pure Like, this is peak what's in my bag. Tags. I love a good tag video. I love them. There have been some creators who've produced them every now and then, but I love a tag. I love learning about other people, their makeup preferences, and all of that. I do genuinely love it. But I also love when like something can bring a community together and it's content that is free for the creator to produce. I think for a lot of creators, regardless of what kind of, where you fall in this niche of beauty YouTube, I always feel like there's this pressure to buy stuff. And I like when there's something out there where it's like, you don't gotta buy anything. The $1,000 for its fantasy cart, I would love to see an update from when that was popular, like 2019. Do me an update, y'all. I love that. Also, kind of like in a subgenre, this one is not videos that disappear and didn't come back. This is a video I would love multiple people to make. Sarah Rose does like a cart declutter where she'll like have a cart already built and she's trying to like whittle it down. This to me is very different than people who do like a Sephora VIP sale shop with me, where it's like, let me buy $500 worth of things because those can be triggering. When you see a smaller creator who's like, I want to spend $75, but I currently have $200 worth of stuff on my cart. How do I make that choice? Love that. I wish more people made that kind of content. Number 3 is a very specific video that for some reason, I think a lot of people just didn't like this. Okay, I'm gonna talk about the next 2 together. How I did my makeup in high school versus now, and X person does my makeup. I love these videos. One, the high school versus now, I think to me shows like evolution of somebody's makeup technique and skill, but also how just things change in the industry. I think sometimes we forget just how trendy makeup can be. Sometimes we feel like it's not. Sometimes I feel like it's not, because it's like we're still like, I wore brow products 5 years ago. I still wear brow products now. But how we do our brows change. And maybe it's not every year, but every maybe 3 to 6 years, there are changes in the industry. And I love seeing that in high school versus now. And I think also with that, as we age, how we do our makeup is different. Pure and simple. We have experience. We can have different skin textures or skin concerns, and it's kind of fun. So I love that. I would love to see everybody, even if you did it before, do an updated version. When X person does their makeup, Lara recently did this with her partner, and I loved it. I love when you watch a creator and have somebody in their lives do their makeup. I know it's not for everybody, but I just think that these are just, to me, this is the kind of entertainment I'm here for. Lastly, I think this one makes me kind of in the minority, but I feel like in the earlier days of YouTube, like 2013 to 2016, nail polish content was part of the beauty community. There is like a nail polish niche on YouTube, but it is very small. And there was a point, at least I felt like, where nail polish was integrated into the beauty community, the beauty space. It felt like there was a moment for that. And I feel like that moment is gone, and I'm here for bringing it back. Like, I would love everybody to produce nail polish content, to see your favorite nail polishes. Even like pan that polish is something that I think Christina Chang does, and there's a couple of other creators who do it, but they're just not that popular simply because the interest isn't there, which to me is in line with my belief that this particular kind of content has just changed over the years. It's just faded out of the beauty community, so now there's not as much demand because it's no longer really part of it. And so it's like that could be an updated version. How you do your nail routine, the kinds of nail polishes that you own. I would love seeing what other people wear on their nails, how they do their nail polish. I would love that. This is the type of beauty content that does not get talked about, and I would love to know. I talked about quite a few videos today. Let me know in the comments what videos you no longer watch and ones that you love to see popularize or come back. Let me know. I want to hear everything. I'm so excited to read the comments of this video. Thank you so much for watching, and I hope to see you again around here soon. Bye.